Hello, welcome back to another episode of the She Strong podcast. My name is Portia. I am your host. Today we are here getting into some juicy conversation in regards to the lifestyle of bodybuilding. So I've never done it myself, and I thought, what perfect person to have come in here, talk to us, educate us, and give us a little bit more insight into exactly the lifestyle and the discipline and everything that comes with bodybuilding. So, round of applause. I'm gonna get like some noises or something eventually. Okay, but yes, there we go. A round of applause for Alexis. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Having me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
We're
Thank you
experiencing each
for
other.
coming here and talking to us and giving us everything that we're about to get into
Mhm.
as far as bodybuilding. Go ahead and tell the people about yourself and how you started and took interest into bodybuilding.
Okay. So, 32, single mother, 14 years in the Air Force. Always been athletic. I did gymnastics, I did track. But after COVID, I mean, like everybody else, I got fluffy. And I was like, okay,
I got
this
pregnant.
is more than what I'm used to. Oh.
Yeah, I got pregnant.
I don't know who
during
thought
COVID.
that is. No, so
We ain't gonna talk about
so
that.
I got to 190 pounds. I hadn't been that heavy since I was pregnant, and like my knees were hurting. I'm like, I got to do something. So it was really just I wanted to work out, but because TJ being around Strength Factory, Coach C's like, oh, try bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So he was like, lose your first 6 pounds, which shows me that you really want to do this, and then we'll get started. So November of 2021, I started. By December, I had lost 8 pounds. So he gave me my first little meal plan, and I went through it, and it was so difficult, especially being in a relationship. So it was my first time going through this process, and then someone else is going through it with me, but they're not going through it with me. They're just there observing. And so it was a lot of mental changes that I had to go through. And so that's how I got started into bodybuilding. I was unhappy and I wanted to do something about it. I didn't want to sit there and complain. So just took the advice of everybody else. Got to, I say like about April of 2022, and I was about to quit. I was like, because I didn't actually have a trainer. I wasn't training with anyone at the time. I was just doing it on my own, and just and that's why a trainer is so important, because you get to these mental roadblocks that you can't necessarily get through yourself until you've been with somebody who's done it.
I feel like that's exactly, I'm not to cut you off, but that is exactly what I'm kind of going through. I feel like as a trainer, sometimes you're the most educated person around you in your circle when it comes to like fitness and stuff. And not saying that I am. I have like amazing people around me from all different walks. But having a coach, someone that gets you really through those mental blocks,
absolutely,
that's the most, because you can know how to work out. I go to the gym already.
You can know how to work out.
You can know how to work out, but that's not the full picture. And I feel like that mindset coaching is a little bit, it's almost 50-50, the workout. But if you don't have that mindset,
you're not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it.
So it's just like, if you look at like a plate and you have all these different components, the meat is really your mentality. And if you don't have the meat on your plate and you just got some rice and some vegetables, you can sustain, but you don't have that strength behind you. And so when I met up with Derek Valentine, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna try this. And we had 2 months. We had 8 weeks from the time I met him to the time I went on stage, and about 10 pounds to work with. And that was like the best 2 months. It kind of made up for the last 4 or 5 months that I was already training, because it's like somebody is showing me the way, not necessarily holding my hand, but he's showing me this is how you need to do it. And as an adult, we need that. Absolutely. And a lot of times people, I'm grown, you can't tell me nothing. No, please tell me. Let me learn. I'm going to take all the free game I can get, because I can then take that and help somebody else or continue to further myself. So that's how I got into bodybuilding.
Nice. I love it. I remember when I first came over to Strength Factory as a personal trainer, I was still but still from a lockdown, being pregnant, 2020, figuring out my body. And during that pregnancy, I developed gestational diabetes and all kind of other stuff. I had what's the ab separation diastasis? I had that, so that was new. My core was not strong at all, and I wasn't used to not being able to do a plank
Not being
or,
able
you
to
know what I'm
just do.
saying? It was crazy. So I had to like relearn how to work out
Mhm.
because a lot of stuff that I was doing before, it wasn't good for the changes that had happened after my baby.
Right.
But I remember coming into Strength Factory, you was in the gym and you was flexing how you did that little, that little thing that you. No. Anyway.
Which one?
Yeah, that where you like, and then you kind of like expand and then to get all
the
big
last
and
spread.
stuff.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
I seen you in the mirror, and I think at the time you and TJ both were competing together. So I would see him as well doing his poses, and I think that was the first time that in person I seen a female bodybuilder and what it looked like, and I was like, I thought you looked amazing. Still do think you look amazing, and I just love that you, especially in our community. I know our community here is kind of small, and it's not a lot, especially doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. How do you keep a positive? I know we talked about mindset and everything, but outside of the coach, how do you keep a positive mind frame when sometimes being the muscular woman isn't always celebrated?
Glad you asked. So really, when it comes to mindset and just staying positive, you have to accept the downs.
Yeah.
If I can go down and say, you know what, mentally, I'm depressed today, but this is what I can do. I'm not going to fight the depression. Because I'm not a medication type of person. I believe most things can be self-healed. But you just have to accept the moments, accept the ups, accept the downs. Because when you accept the up and you up, everything's cool.
It's amazing.
We try to fight the down. I don't want to be down. I don't want to be down. Just take the down and see what can come from the downtime. And just like you, after having my daughter, I had a C-section. So it's just like, strength-wise, I was weak. But like the same day I had her, I was up walking around. They like, we need you to sit down. Are you okay? And I'm like, no, I need to be up. I need to be moving. I don't want to. You can't. I know to listen to my body. And I think a lot of times people forget that. When you listen to your body, it'll talk to you, and it don't take a long time to tell you. But just like I said, just accepting the ups and the downs, that keeps you positive because you know it's there. I know the down is here. I know that I may not be able to do this, but I can do this, and it makes the down okay because you've made it to your benefit.
Okay. And a little bit about that little 8-week mark 8 weeks it was with you and Derek. Okay. So you wasn't thinking about it. You were out on your own, kind of figuring it out. You just decided to go for it. Then you run into Derek. What changed with him besides the mindset? Let's talk about some of the eating and the disciplines that he introduced you to.
Okay. So discipline, period.
Yeah.
So when it came to eating, well, first he saw me. He's like, okay, let me look at your physique. Let me see what we're working with. I think I walked in at 100. I might have been 160 at that point. So I done lost 30 pounds at this point by myself.
Nice.
And he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm athletic, but I don't know what I'm doing. So he gave me the meal plan. And at first it was difficult, but it was only difficult because I wasn't used to it. And it's like, I was thinking more so, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. And I made it hard. But it's, protein, carbs, vegetables. That was pretty much it. And he broke it down into a way that I understood it and I was able to do it. Now that first year I competed, I really didn't have an idea what I was doing, but I was doing what I was told. And what I was being told was working. So yeah, being with Derek, going to the gym with him, the way that he talks, he has a very therapeutic type of way of talking to you. And so I was just able to listen to him. And I think that's what the military has helped me do, just learning to actually listen to somebody and not being ready to respond. And I was able to receive all the information he gave me that some of it didn't really settle in then. And it really settled in years later. But in that 8 weeks, just teaching me, if you stay consistent, you'll get exactly what you're looking for. And don't be so quick to celebrate it. A lot of times we'll lose a couple pounds and be like, I'm about to go out for a drink. 3 drinks later, you done got all that weight back.
Right back.
So just being able to see what he's gone through and see how he's done it and listening to him that first 8 weeks, it worked. And that's what had me go back to him in my next year of training.
Okay. I also work with Derek, as you know. We did 12 weeks together. Is 8 weeks typical to get prepped and ready for a show?
Absolutely not.
No.
So a typical prep is anywhere from 16 to 20 weeks.
16 to 20 weeks. Okay.
That's when most people are like, all right, it's prep time. And that just gives you enough time to literally build the frame that you want, know what you're looking for, fine tweak, and do all of that. 8 weeks and us never having worked together was cool because for both of us, change happening that quick and being able to just mesh and work together for a common goal was really good. But yeah, typically 16 to 20 weeks is a prep.
How did you do in that show with that little bit of time?
I won.
I think I know the answer to that already.
Oh my goodness, it was funny thing. So here's another thing people don't talk about. Bodybuilding is so expensive. It is so expensive. The food, the supplements, the protein, the this, the that, and then a 30-day supply runs out in 30 days for real.
Yeah. You can't stretch it. You can't make it a little bit more.
And it's like you don't want to like miss something because you like, I don't know what the fish oil was doing, but I don't want to find out what it was doing when I don't.
Right. Man, I swear, when I run out my supplements, it's just like I am on it to get another one. And
quickly.
I honestly feel like sometimes it could be a hindrance, but I don't care. Like you said, I ain't trying to figure out what's going to happen if I don't have it. So let's keep it coming.
But yeah, going like the food, the supplements, and just knowing what you're putting in your body, and the connections that bodybuilders have is actually absolutely amazing. With the nutrition, he sent me to somebody at Cutting Edge Nutrition, which is 82nd or so. But that guy knew everything about the products he sold, which helped me. You really cannot go into this not knowing anything or meeting people that don't know, because you could put yourself in harm's way. But this has been an amazing experience. So yes, I won and didn't really have no money. Somebody had to help me buy my suit. It was a $200 suit. The second suit I bought that I haven't worn was $900. Now that one I bought
the swimsuit,
they can get expensive. The
bikini, yeah.
Yeah. So the one actually people at Strength Factory helped me get that suit. They bought my suit, jewelry, and just going on that stage and just showing people this is what I work for. Like I'm really not even in competition. I see the other people, but when you go out there, it's just like, this is what I've done. So
I'm so happy you said that, because obviously me being at Strength Factory, and that's a lot of people that compete or are at least enthusiasts of the lifestyle. They've always like, have you thought about it? And asked me, have I considered it? And I've always not been against it, but for me personally, it's been working out and exercising has been a confidence booster for me, especially after having my baby and having to relearn my body.
Absolutely.
And I think I always feared that if I didn't win, all those weeks of work and everything that I put in and discipline and the things that I learned, someone could tell me it wasn't good enough because maybe the angle or the posing wasn't as good. So it's like, how do you protect yourself from that
heartbreak?
That heartbreak, it is, because that's a lot of time. It's a lot of work. I've seen multiple bodybuilders put in a lot of work and not really come off with that first place title. And I've seen how it affected their mental afterwards, and it's heartbreaking to me.
It is.
So I'm like, and I know you can't live out of fear, but how do you prepare yourself when you're going into these competitions? You know, there's a possibility that you've done your best work, but you may not come off with that first place title.
So for me, I always see myself as a champion. I do. But when I walked on that stage, it wasn't even about I want first place. It was, I have put in so many weeks of work. And to see my body now and from where my body started, that's the joy. As far as being on the stage and them critiquing you, if you're going to continue in bodybuilding, the critiques are great. Because you can take that, go back, fine tune it. I mean, even with me, I won, but it's more conditioning. And I understood that once I competed. I'm like, okay, I want to continue in this. I do want to get better. And I think the great thing is yes, there are amazing bodybuilders on social media. Some of the top that go to Mr. Olympia. But something I just realized last week, I was thinking, whether they look like me or not, nobody will ever have this physique on stage but me. Literally nobody. I don't care who it is. Even if we're standing next to each other and they're judging us, you don't have my physique. And I wear my physique and I show that in my face and my confidence, because I did gain confidence becoming a bodybuilder, because I now know that I can transform my body, however I want to transform it
Mm-hmm.
and be okay with it and be happy with it. So, yeah.
Yes, I love that. Stepping on the stage already as a champion, that's how you overcome those insecurities or those thoughts, and not really allowing someone, a judge, to kind of take that away from you, because it's not all about the look. Even with my clients that I train on an everyday basis who aren't competing or anything, I tell them, like, obviously it's amazing to look good, but how does it feel when you can lift a little bit more and you're proving to yourself every day that I can do a little bit more than what I originally thought I could do. That's the most best feeling.
Mind.
Yeah.
And you know what? When people are on a weight loss journey and they don't attempt to transform their mind, doesn't matter how much weight you lose, you're still going to be that person before you lost weight. And that's, to me, why I think a lot of people gain the weight back, because your mental never transformed. It never propelled. So you just ran a 100-yard dash and you left your mind at the start line.
Yeah.
And the start line is like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Am I going to make it? But if you're taking your mind with you on that journey, the mind is, I've already made it this far. I'm going to keep going.
Right.
I'm going to do that much more. So that mental,
it's important.
The mind is the God of who we are. And a lot of times people don't realize that we fill ourselves with all these other things. And it's like filling with beautiful things, filling with how you want to feel. So when I look in the mirror, I go to the gym and say, I don't know how to work out today. I'll look and see, like, oh, you know what? My shoulders, I want them a little more round. I'm going to work shoulders today. So that's kind of how I do it now, since I'm not competing. But when people realize they have control over everything they want to have control over, it feels better.
Yeah, it absolutely do. Tell me a little bit about the categories, and we were kind of talking about it off camera before. She was educating me on some of the things I didn't know about just even entering into a competition and deciding to compete. What are the different categories, and which category do you compete in?
Okay, so I may mess this up, but there's bikini, there's fitness, wellness, physique, and the bodybuilding category. I'm in the physique category. So when you look at size, if you really want to just break it down in layman's terms, physique and bodybuilders are typically the more muscular.
Yeah. Physique and bodybuilders.
Physique and bodybuilders.
Okay.
Your fitness, I mean, it's really cool to see. They're the ones that do the flips, the back handspring, and fun. I can do all that, but I didn't really know about that category when I started. So I'm like, I still have plenty of time to try all these different categories. But physique, I liked physique, and I chose it because of what they were looking for. It's the symmetry. It's like not really like I don't know if you've ever seen when the bodybuilders like about to compete, and it's like you see all the veins and you see the straininess in their skin.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's what they look for in bodybuilding, but they don't want you that strainy in physique. So there are different little tweaks that are different. But yeah, I picked it because of the symmetry, the shoulders, how the waist comes in. And I just knew based off of my genetics and how my body has done in the past that I thought that was the best one to pick.
Nice. See, I wouldn't know what to go into, because I know you said one is okay for the big booty girls, the girls who want to keep the thighs.
Well, so yeah, wellness, they are all about glutes. And when you look at how people transform their glutes from like first competition to where, and it's just like, I didn't even know the glute looked like that.
Yeah.
So and then like bodybuilding, I'm like, I think those women are still beautiful. It's just not me.
Okay.
And so then when you talked about when being a strong woman is not necessarily desirable, that happens a lot. But then you see, I'll say men, because that's typically what I hear it from. They'll say, I never thought a woman that muscular would be that beautiful, but it's how I carry myself. It's nothing to do with me not being that muscular. It's just how I carry myself. And so when you're confident in the body you're in, like I said, you just walk different, you carry yourself different. And people who say they don't like certain things find out, oh, I do. It's just what I perceived to be what it is. It's not. It's a different reality.
Absolutely. Yes. Because I feel like that's such a common thing, like men, or not even men. I train mostly women. And they come in, they be like, I want to lose weight, I want to get toned up, but I don't want to get too
lose the belly, keep the butt.
Lose the belly, keep the butt. I want to lift weights, but I don't want to get too muscular. And I'm like, what is too muscular? Like, what does that mean? And I will say, like, 9 out of 10 of the women who come in, they'll say that. Like, I wanna get stronger. I don't want to get too muscular. I think muscles is that's your receipt for strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I want to look muscular because I want you to know I'm in the gym. And I'm disciplined and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I feel like typically when I see someone who's in shape, especially, muscular, you can tell from the outside, I respect them a little bit more because I know the lifestyle and what it takes to maintain that body. So yeah, it is. It's crazy what people think, but I will say the way you carry yourself, that's why I say nobody do it like you. Nobody do it like you. I feel like the way you carry yourself and the confidence that comes along with your physique. And like I said, even when I see you posing, and that's you really like showing off that muscular definition, I was like, because I never seen it like that before.
But it's funny when you say girls like, I don't want to be muscular. A lot of women that are muscular take that offensively because you think about it, you're saying, like, let's say they're signing up for a 16-week session or whatever. Like, you're saying, like, you're going to get to what I did in 2 years, 3 years. Appreciate it because you don't have to look like, but then that also sets a limit on you because it's like, I don't want to get, you don't even know how much area you have to play. You just created this circle. I want to stay here because it's comfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable because you may not even get this muscular. But the truth of the matter is the whole body is full of muscles. Yeah. Y'all just not used to seeing them because we insulate ourselves. We have skin, a little fat here and there. But I think I think a lot of times people look for you to always be fit. Like, I got a belly. We all got a belly when we sit down. That's normal. Right. I promise you. It's normal.
Especially the women who have had kids and different things like that. Like, sometimes I'll have clients show me their body goals, and it's a woman that I know personally, have not had any kids. She's 23, you're 35, you have 4 kids, and I'm not saying that you can't have an amazing body. And
this is a starting point.
Yeah. And I love what you said about the limits too. When I started working with Derek too, I was kind of, I don't want this. He said something about my shoulders. That's what it was. He was like, oh, your shoulders can be rounded out. I was like, ain't nothing wrong with my shoulders. Like, and he was like, no, let's work on your shoulders. So one day I was doing my kettlebell class, and I think my husband like snapped the quick pictures. I seen like the definitions and everything in my I was like, and so then it was like, I never seen my shoulders look like that. I never knew that they could look like that. So once I seen it, I was like, all right, I'm really willing to see how much further we can take it. Yeah. That was really exciting.
And your transformation is absolutely a great story to tell. Yeah. Like, I only have one child and I'm done, one and done. But to see women like you who have had multiple children and still come back, it shows the other women there really are no excuses. No. There are none. Like, you do what you can and it works. And so I think what you were doing is great as far as training and just empowering women to be you. Because that's really what we are. We're being ourselves. We're just creating our own image. And I think that's so important, especially for women who have had children, women, period. But when you have children, you kind of give yourself away. And then when you look up, you're just like, I don't like this. I don't like what I'm left with, which is really what you started with. Yeah. So you just have to learn to love it all over again. So I think it's amazing what you're
learning every part. Thank you. So I thank you for that, because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes my husband always tell me, like, tell people like all the different things that you've been through and I'm like, I just really had a baby, honestly.
You did way more than that.
Right. But it does take a lot to, have multiple kids. And then we live in a BBL world now. Honestly, let's be real. We live in a BBL world. Right. We live in a BBL world. We live in a world full of Nicki Minaj's and Ice Spices, and the body and that type of look is deemed the goals right now.
Yeah. So society says.
Yes. So it can be very hard as the average woman, especially with multiple kids, or just period, as a woman, period, to live up to those standards. But that's why I have She Strong, because She Strong is really about the full woman, not just appearance, but what are you doing behind the scenes to truly define strength as a woman? And that's why I love you as a full person, not just, on the stage as a bodybuilder and what you've brought to the community. Again, we don't see a lot of younger women that look like you, that stand in their confidence the way you do. Make bodybuilding look good, make competing look good, So it's really important because there is a girl, me, that was thinking about it, but on the edge or on the fence about, do I really want to commit to this? What does this look like? What would it look like with me? Will I still be feminine? Will I still be, a woman? Will my partner or husband understand? I know you said when you first got into it, you were with someone who didn't really understand the lifestyle or wasn't supportive. What was that situation like?
So I'm gonna try not to embarrass him. Okay. He's my ex, but he's a really good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine. However, when I first said something, I mean, he didn't know what to think. So I think his mind went to.
Okay, when you first told him, okay.
So I first told him, he was just like, okay, but he was very apprehensive, very like, I support you. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm going to do my best. And I believe he did his best in supporting me. It was very difficult because, again, that change was different for me, which affected the entire household. Well, now I need this food, and we still got to buy food to feed my daughter and feed you. And so, you know what I'm saying? So it was a journey. You start to have these hormonal changes, and now I'm eating, once you cut my carbs, now I got an attitude. And now I'm just like, I just want to go to the gym, leave me alone. And he didn't understand that. And really, I didn't understand it because it was all so new. But once we got to the end, like another story within a story, how our relationship got stronger, how we were able to develop as a couple. And just his level of understanding. He got into fitness. He didn't go into bodybuilding, but he definitely got into fitness at that point. It's like, if I see my woman doing something and I want to support you, or my partner and I want to support you, I'll do it any way I can that makes me comfortable. And that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be comfortable and accepting it. And so he went through that whole season with me. So it was an experience, like I said, a story within a story of just overcoming challenges that I brought on myself. How can I overcome this challenge? So I know you said you're on the fence about it. Yeah. But I mean, you've already taken big commitments. You're a wife. That's a lifelong commitment. And so I would say, go ahead, jump in the pool, see how it feels, swim a lap. If you don't like it, you can get out the pool. Yeah. And so that's what I like about bodybuilding. I've seen people do it once and be like, I'm good. I'm great. Yeah. And other people continue. So I think, like, if you're on the fence, I would say jump in the pool and try it. And if you don't like it, get out the pool and find something else. So that's what I do. Yeah. Why didn't you compete this year? So 2022, let's see, I competed in June. September, I got in a car accident at work. And I was actually in a 26-foot long FedEx truck. And the lady behind me was going 70 miles an hour. She fell asleep at the back of the truck. So at the time, it was my shoulder, because my hands was on the steering wheel, and I was like this. Went to the hospital, checked my shoulder. They gave me medicine. They never took MRIs or anything. So in 23, I'm in class for pilot school, and I'm like, I can't sit still. Like, I'm sitting like that. I feel like I'm on the Preparation H commercial. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Hospital 3 times in December, hospital twice in January. They do an MRI in February. They're like, you have a bulging disc in your back, and it's severe. So when you say you were like in class moving around, it's because the pain that you're feeling so much going through your back? So it's like it's lower lumbar, right at the bottom. So you got the spine and everything. Well, the disc has slipped out, and so it's pinching the nerve like this. And so typically, and I have not been able to sit like this in a long time, to just sit. So got a shot in May of this year. Back felt great. I'm like, cool, I think I'm still going to compete. July 4th, I went back down. Couldn't walk, couldn't drive, couldn't do anything. Sunday, I asked my brother to take me to his church. I said, I need to get to church because this ain't right. Went to their prayer service. Monday morning, I wasn't walking well, but I was back walking. And then progressively since that day, I've gotten better. So it's messed with my mental. Yeah. I can't say that it hasn't. Not being able to go to just be able to walk. I think that's something that I was just like, when I look at it, a lot of times we take a lot of things for granted, but to just be able to walk is such a blessing. And when I couldn't, I would look at people and I'd be like, God, I just want to walk.
Yeah.
If I can't make it back to the gym, I just want to walk. And so I've been to the gym once since then, but everything else now is so intentional because I realize it can be here today and it can be gone tomorrow. So I have surgery on Thursday. I am hoping to get back on stage next year. I'm already looking forward to it. I'm just riding my down and accepting my down so that I can celebrate my up.
Well, we definitely are praying for you in a safe surgery, a speedy recovery. We already know, and as we can tell, you have the right mindset. And I know going into this, it's going to be hard, but I'm praying that God is with you. I'm praying that your family and friends uplift you and just the community. I know we all love you so much and want to see you back on that stage. Yes. So you will be on our thoughts on Thursday and checking in. How are you? You still look amazing.
Thanks.
Still, maintaining everything. And I've always heard maintaining is the hardest part. How are you maintaining your physique and everything, and also your mindset when being down and not being able to necessarily make it to the gym? I know nutrition has to play a huge role.
Has to.
Are you still eating the same foods that you would eat if you were in competition?
No. So I was up until, I want to say like maybe May or June is when I stopped. However, I still eat pretty clean.
Okay.
I try to maintain my water intake at a gallon. I try to maintain all my supplements because to me that just keeps a flow and doesn't allow you to get backed up. So I mean, I like, my favorite food is fried chicken. Fried to perfection.
All right.
So it's my favorite food. Do I eat it once a week? No. I may eat it once every couple of weeks, but I just try to maintain in the kitchen because that's really where it is. A lot of people talk about, where's the abs? Abs are in the kitchen. Nothing's gonna you can't outwork a bad diet, and I've realized that. So yes, maintaining in the kitchen, and I go for walks now in my neighborhood, and I've realized my neighborhood is so gorgeous. I just ain't never been out. I ain't never been out there, so I walk. I do whatever I can to stay active, to keep my mind flowing, and just being outside and being able to walk because that's what I ask God for. Can I please just walk? It's that makes me happier because I'm outside and I'm like, I'm walking. So then I'm happy. So then I'm not even thinking about the fact that I can't go work out because my back hurt.
Yeah.
But I asked God, could I at least walk? And he's letting me do that. And so,
yeah. Yes. You always got to find peace. I feel like that's the thing in life. That's what makes the most successful people successful. They're able to adjust and find the good in what might be looked at as a bad situation. Of course, you would rather be in the gym lifting weights, but like I said, what I've asked God for is a peaceful walk, and that's enough for today.
That's all I asked for. Yeah. It's not me making up the stairs. And so, like, it's still difficult to drive. I will say, just overall, from beginning to lose weight in 2021 to compete until now, I would say that the mentality of this is what I want and I'm going to get it has changed my life. And it helps even with my daughter because she's watching me. And I'll see her posing and flexing, and I'm just like, to me, I hate posing. A lot of bodybuilders actually hate posing, but
I heard it's intense, like a workout.
It's taxing. You're critiquing yourself. So then you're just like, I don't want to do this. So all of that. And just being able to self-motivate, self-push. A lot of people look for that outside and it'll come, but it usually comes when they see that you're doing it. And so I'm just grateful for this journey. I do think it is difficult sometimes being a woman, and being fit and maybe being around women that aren't fit because they get intimidated. And I never want women to be intimidated. That's why I try to keep like this, like, it's cool. Yes, I'm strong, but I worked for it and you can do the same thing. And I don't ever want people to feel like, oh, well, she can go in the front because she's fit. No, you come in the front because you're trying just as hard as I'm trying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I like that about you. I do feel like you're so like girl's girl. Like you're so welcoming, and anybody in the gym, I see you speaking to them. And sometimes you will see those super fit girls not being as, I don't know,
personable.
Yeah, they're not. And if someone isn't at that level or what they look at as at that level, then they're not really trying to engage or talk about, give gym tips. And I want to talk to everybody. I don't care what,
Give me the free game.
Yes, we're all in here. We're all looking for the same goal. And honestly, I feel like I'm going to always be to the point where there's always something to learn from the next person. Even if, that person is a beginner, there's something to learn from that person. Absolutely. As well as there's something to learn from, me as well. So Oh, I thought you were. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But couple of quick questions. What
Yes.
are some misconceptions surrounding females and bodybuilding
Ooh, misconceptions.
that we need to clear it up today? If you hear it again, you might scream.
Oh goodness. One is I'm natural. I don't take any anabolic steroids. And thinking that I don't want to be treated like a princess.
Okay.
I think a lot of men think that, oh, she's strong. I'm not rough per se, but just not like, I'm still feminine.
Mhm.
I'm strong, but I want my doors open. I want to be hugged. I want to be cuddled. So I think a lot of times just people look at the image and they treat you based off the image. Like, no, I'm still a soft woman, I think. So that's one, that not being soft.
We
Two,
still like princess treatment. I don't care if we're in the
princess
gym.
me.
I don't care how much muscle we got. I don't care how much weight I'm lifting on that deadlift. Please
Princess
carry the backs in for me, babe.
and give me your t-shirt. Give me your t-shirt. Another thing I struggled with having a fade is being called sir. I've been called sir so many times. I used to count it. It's not as much this year, but I used to with my ex.
Tell them to stop it. Cut it out.
I mean, they even in uniform. Now in uniform, military uniform, women can wear earrings, men can't. I'll be in uniform. They're like, "Can I help you, sir?"
Right.
So yeah, image. Just taking a moment, look at somebody. You can tell if it's a woman or not. If you're not sure, don't say sir or ma'am. You find out when I start talking.
Right.
So yeah, so misconception that we don't want to be treated like all the other feminine women, and just being treated like a lady.
Okay. Yes, that's definitely facts. Even as a woman who's not competing, I feel like sometimes men will look at you as being
the bro. And
Man,
I'm cool with you, but
so many times in a gym, I hate when guys, grown men, big men, try to dab me up and please don't
do that.
We're not.
My cousin only did that yesterday. He went to dab. I said, excuse me. He said, my bad. I was just, yeah.
Yeah, just don't treat me
a
like
lady.
that. Yeah, shake my hand. Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And if something that you know now, that you may not have known about bodybuilding or competing when you started, that would have helped you get through this process a little bit better, what would be that piece of advice?
So I would say that nothing would have helped me get through better, because everything I went through created the person I am today. And I feel like had I missed something, there would be something I don't have today. I feel like a whole person. Like at first I wouldn't even tell people I was a bodybuilder, because I felt like, oh, I'm not the Mr. Olympia, I'm not this, but no, I'm a bodybuilder. I've competed, I've done the work. And so I would honestly say that every journey has its speed bumps for a reason. And now if there's a speed bump I just really don't have to hit, then I won't hit it. But I do believe that everything that has happened up until this point, even my injury, has created the person that I am today. So I would not take anything away.
Perfect. And then let's talk about you as a pilot. I'm so excited for that, just because that's just not something that you see in our community often. Someone my age. And then the thing is, we went to school together.
Yep.
So you're not only to see this is something rare, but it's something that's in my circle too. So it makes me feel like, okay, I must be doing something right just to be in that.
In the circle, in that number,
yes. Because I believe in energy and attracting and waves and flowing with just certain people and different things like that. Tell me about you as a pilot, how you got into it, the journey, and why you love it so much. Why you fly? Because it seems scary.
It's
being
the
up
best
there
thing in the world.
Yeah.
So for some reason I keep going into these careers that are male dominant, military, male dominant, typically. Bodybuilding, yes, there's women, but it's really a male dominant type of sport. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because I was on active orders at the time. Like, well, I'm about to come off. I don't know what I want to do. And somebody was like, you know what? Thought about pilot school? And I'm thinking, no. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would I? No. And that
Like,
was
that's
just,
not just something you just
and that
think
was just
about.
because I had no knowledge of planes, and I feel like people that fly planes, oh, that's a DC-10. Like, why do you know that? Why do you know that?
Right.
I don't know that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it.
Mm-hmm.
I applied to the school. It took me about a year to get in. They called me last year. Was it last year? End of 22, they called me. It was like, you've been accepted into the pilot program for 23. Started the program. Again, I knew nothing about aviation. I knew how to get on a plane and go to where the plane's taking me. So I got my license June 11th of this year. So I've been in school so far a year and a half, and I've had to come out of my comfort zone and really get to know people, because in aviation, the only way you're going to succeed is to have aviation friends.
Really? Why so?
Because if I don't have any friends in aviation, I'm not talking aviation. I'm not thinking about aviation, which means I'm not studying aviation. So I'm not as pressed to be aviation, and that's what I want to do. But sometimes you need those people around you, and the reason I get discouraged sometimes because I feel like I'm so inadequate. But when the day I got my license, the examiner was asking my questions during my oral exam, and he's just like, "You're doing really good. I'm asking more questions just to see how deep you can go and if you know the why." And that made me feel good. I'm like, oh, I do know this. I am good at this. I am excelling. So I still got a year and a half left to get other ratings and certifications, but this has been another mental journey of just trusting myself and God telling me, I gave you everything you needed. Like, you're not inadequate to anybody that I put you around. That's why I put you around them. So it's been my journey. But it's amazing flying.
How was it the first time you got up there?
So I go up there with my instructor, and he's like, all right, you take the controls.
Say what now?
Do what? So it's like, I know most people see like the stick that looks like this. It's actually a handheld stick, almost like a joystick.
Okay.
And then we have 2 pedals on the ground. That's how we steer. So yeah, he just told me like different moves, and it feels like, people say it's not like riding a bike, but it really is. Because once you do it, you're just like, oh, okay, I got this. Now there's a lot of things to think about, but I will say flying's made me a better driver.
Like on the road?
Because when you're flying, you have to keep eye of traffic. You have to keep eye of your own traffic in certain situations. You're thinking about what controls do I need to use if an emergency happens, what's going to happen. So one of the things we have to do on our practical, which is where we're flying with the examiner, is an emergency engine out, basically. So they'll pull the throttle back, and you have to check your airspeed. You have to get to the best airspeed. You have to find the best field to land in. If you're not going to make it to an airport, you have to go through the checklist. So then think about, if you got passengers, I need to tell passengers this is what you got to do, and I have to stay calm in that.
Girl,
because
I am sweating bullets. I'm dripping just thinking of me in that scenario. I'm gonna and just run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So
it seemed like every lesson, some lessons you have good lessons, some lessons you just like, I bombed that, especially when it came to like landing and all that. One particular lesson I was doing what they call power on stall. So that's basically like you're taking off and your plane stalls and you have to correct for it. I was messing up, and he looked at me, he said, are you all right today? And I was like, you know what? No, let's take it in. So again, learning yourself and knowing when and when not to. But flying has been one of the greatest things I've ever done. Like, I've been skydiving, I've jumped out of planes when I learned to fly it. So you're a daredevil. Absolutely. Like, you like all that stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you would have to be to do
my
that.
parents put me in gymnastics because I was flipping off my bunk bed.
Okay. So you want to know? Okay, gotcha. So
just being in control of the plane. It's a single engine, 4 or 5 seats. It just feels so good to know that I've learned this airplane, I've learned this skill, and I can do it. Yeah. And so I plan to take it far. My ultimate goal is to fly for FedEx. Okay. That is the cream of the crop. If people don't, FedEx and UPS are like everybody's like
dream job.
Their dream job.
Are they dropping off just regular packages, right?
I mean, yeah, but you're making money.
Oh, okay. It's about the money. It's about the paycheck.
They pay, because you got to go through a lot to even get to them. Like, regional airline, major airlines, all of that. So I really want to fly for like corporate businesses. I would like to fly for like football owners, things like that.
Oh, nice. I don't know why I thought that you flying had something to do with you and your service.
Oh, military.
Uh-huh.
They pay for it.
Oh, do it. Okay.
I got my GI Bill.
I thought it was for the military.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So which makes it even more just, crazy because you just decide to just do this.
To do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to fly for the military. Let me not say that. I don't want to speak like knots, but typically, I don't, where they flying to?
Right. She said, I'm not trying to go over there.
No. I mean, I fly overseas, but where are they flying to?
Yeah.
So, no, I want leisurely.
You're going to stick to that FedEx
yes.
goal. Think big. Think big.
Think big. Not that big.
Right.
But I think I've given the Air Force all that I can give.
Okay.
But yeah, my GI Bill pays for it. And I will say if people want to know how to pay for school, that is one way to do it. But yeah, it's I love it. I will say with this, and I don't even know if my brother realized he said it, and it stuck to me. He's like, I'm happy to see her doing something and see her do it to completion. And so that pushed me the last few months to get my license. For one, I was just like, somebody's watching me. My older brother is watching me, and he's proud of me. And I don't do it for him, but that just gave me that much more I'm gonna keep going.
To see the ones around you, like you said, your daughter, she's doing posy, your brother, ex, getting into the gym, and even though it wasn't competing, but just stepping into the gym and upping his lifestyle there. I feel like that's what it's all about. Like really pulling your family and your people around you to elevate themselves, whether it's physically in the gym or it's trying something mentally, something new. So you're doing an amazing job. You should just give yourself 1,000 rounds of applause.
PG version.
All right. I think I didn't ask everything I wanted to ask about about bodybuilding and competing in the lifestyle.
Well, something I thought about when it comes to trainers. Picking your trainer is difficult, and I don't know for men, but for women, when you're trusting a man as your trainer, that's a lot of trust because that's a lot of intimate interaction. Absolutely. Not sexual, but very intimate. You're there through my breakdowns, because I'm going to break down in one of these workout sessions.
Yeah.
You're there when I'm hungry and now I'm mad. And it seems like when you compete, something in your life happens. Last year, I hit a deer and then I couldn't get, something always happens. That's how I got a new car. But see, God be blessing. He be working.
Right.
But yeah, picking a trainer is so important. And I think people need to give trainers an opportunity before they just I don't like this trainer, I'll go to the next one. And then I think you should be okay with your trainer did great, but you want to try somebody else. And I think that making sure that you have good relationships with people and finding what works for you. Because I know for my ex, that was something difficult because it's like, you're spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I promise you I'm not doing nothing, but I need to spend that time because there's a transformation happening. So I will say that relationships and picking trainers, that's a whole nother aspect.
That's a whole nother aspect. Even as a trainer myself, picking which gyms I'm going to work in. Because again, a lot of these gyms are owned by men. We're in a men-dominated industry. There are plenty of women-owned and women-only gyms. But someone recommended Strength Factory to me. And I knew of other gyms, but I knew of just the messy stuff that goes on at other gyms. And I just didn't want to be a part of anything crazy.
That was going to take me back.
Yeah. I'm a married woman. And I know that does play a role on your relationship. Like if you are spending so much time with not only your trainer, but you're also in a gym with a whole bunch of other men who are bodybuilding, competing, and say if your guy is not necessarily into that and don't understand that lifestyle, and you have to convince them I have to be in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
I promise I'm working.
I cannot miss the gym because that's how dedicated I am. But I think anybody who is a good partner, even though it may be difficult, if you on about the right then they should be able to support you even if they don't
Mhm.
understand it.
Yeah, it's that working. You just find out what works. Okay, well, what is it that you would like for me to do, and let me see how I can incorporate that, or how I can maybe come home sooner. But then I think people forget, like, a lot of times you sit down, you don't work out, you have a conversation, but a lot of those conversations help you get through, because it's like, you know what I'm going through. So I do think it takes work, but if people are willing to put in the work, it's absolutely a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is. I feel like fitness just brings people together in a way that honestly a lot of other stuff just don't.
You get to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, one workout, I was doing leg press, and I was about to stop, and I was like, oh, I reached 25, and I was like, you know what? Keep going, because Coach D was here. He was like,
Yeah.
you still got something in the tank. Get
Right,
it out.
right.
And I went and I started crying, and I finally finished. I think I finished like 50 or 55, and I was just like, I didn't think I could get a breakthrough on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it could only happen when somebody's pushing you, but it's like, now that I've broken through that barrier, I'm that much more of a dog in the gym.
That's the best feeling, when you can push your own self. Like, you really don't need the coach. The coach is great. Like, the coach is necessary. But when you learn that mental toughness to be able to push your own self when nobody's there, you don't have to be doing this to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can easily get up.
You can go home.
You can go home. But you know the benefit, and you know that you have more to give, not just on this weight rack or leg press or whatever, but just mentally and in life. Usually when we're doing that, we're going through something as well. It's a little bit more than just the gym. It's a little bit more than just the gym. I also remember seeing people or hearing people talk about having breakdowns in the gym, and I'd be like, girl, please, you're so dramatic. Or I would roll my eyes at people crying during a workout. I would really be side-eyed and then like, why are you in this gym crying? Girl, till one time I was on the treadmill.
In that gym crying.
I was on the treadmill just, it was the music. I don't know if it was the music or what, but it was also a time where I was really trying to push through. Like, I just wanted so much more for myself. I felt like, Portia, you're always in the gym. You should be there, or you should have already hit this certain goal. And so I was being so hard on myself, and it was a moment of feeling like I want to give up. But then I was just like, there's no other choice. You have no other option. I feel like every time I've told myself I'm going to take a step back, or I'm not going to do this, it's just a desire within me to be like, you're not going to settle. You're not going to take a step back for what? Because you weren't disciplined enough, or you had this little bump in the road. I realized that majority of the time that I wanted to take a step back, it was really because of my own thing.
I ain't want to deal with it.
My own way.
I ain't want to deal with
and
it.
It's hard to look at yourself and tell yourself that. And sometimes it happened in the middle of a workout. You be at crunch, deadlifting, and out of nowhere,
crunching and crying. So let me ask you this question, because I've thought about being a trainer, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't. And this is, I realize it's more of an excuse. I don't like holding adults accountable, because I've done it. I've been in the military. I've done that. So it's kind of a two-part question. One, how do you continue to train people when you see that they're not pushing themselves to their best? And then the other part of that is, because I look at people training, like, how long do you want to keep somebody? Like, because how long should somebody be with a trainer? Like, I feel like after a year or two, I should, one, be a product for you. I should be word of mouth, my body, and then two, I should be able to go on my own. But yeah, so the first one was, how do you keep pushing when you see that someone's not even reaching their potential and they're your client?
So it's kind of tough, because that's why when clients come to me, we take about an hour really to go into their goals in detail. Now, if you're someone that came to me and you told me, like, I'm dealing with anxiety and depression, and I'm having all these hormonal things going on, and I'm just not happy, I'm lazy. Some people really kind of come to me, a lot of women come to me for just to get more energy, just to feel better. So if I know your main goal is to feel better, of course we want, a lot of that time when women are coming in like that, they're not eating right. So that's going to mess with your hormones. That's going to mess with the way you look at yourself. So by me teaching them how to lift weights and do that stuff, it kind of naturally follows with that boost of confidence. So if you are a person like that, and I know genuinely that's all you're looking for, but if you're someone who your body fat percentage is pretty high, and I know that you are at a higher risk of developing different health issues. And you're telling me you're complaining every other session, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could fit in this. And,
exposing yourself.
Yeah, why she look like this? I hear what you're saying. So you really want to not only feel the part, but you want to look the part too. And when they're not doing that, what they're supposed to be doing, I get angry. I ain't gonna lie. I hold them accountable. I say stuff that, maybe their family and friends is not gonna say because they want to be nice, or there's too many family and friends that'll be like, girl, you not big, you thick, or you this, and lying when you really are big. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not healthy. You're at a point where it's not healthy for you.
And I feel like you're paying me your good money to tell you that. You're paying me to tell you that you're not healthy.
Okay.
Your back is indeed big. And if you're coming to me and going to be a part of this She Strong team, this is what we're going to do to correct that. And if you don't want to do it, we can end this now. At the beginning of my personal training journey, I was so just wanting to keep a client for any reason, for the money. And then I realized, like, you're always going to be chasing a dollar. Like, there's not enough clients to get you the money that you really want. You know what I mean? You have to be working crazy. So you got to find something outside of the money to motivate you. And really seeing women happy and really seeing them transform. That's what motivates me. So if we're not getting there, it's kind of pointless to me. It really is. And then to answer part 2, what was part 2? I'm sorry.
So basically, how long do you think somebody should be with their trainer?
Oh, this is kind of a controversial topic within trainers, because some trainers believe that you should get a person to where this is their lifestyle. They fit you into their budget because you should never put down fitness. That, to me, I don't think that means necessarily a trainer. I don't really want a client. If we hit our goal, we hit our goal, and I'm happy. If you decide to keep me on because I do something for you as far as coming to the gym, some people like the social aspect of it.
Or like maybe the maintenance.
Yeah, or the maintenance. Or some people just really know, honestly, like having you here, having that mindset coaching and all that other things that come with the actual workout is more valuable to me. And I know I'm not going to get that on my own. So I'm okay with that. But as long as you hit the goal and as long as you're getting value from me, let's keep working. Let's keep it moving. I would definitely encourage you to get into it. Take that first client.
Jump in the pool.
Jump in the pool, and then exactly, jump in that pool. And if you don't like it, guess what? Get up on out of there. Yep, because you take that first client, and then the thing is, I feel like I attract my clients. My clients are kind of like me. They're girls. They're fun. They're bubbly. And so it's easier for me to connect with those clients. And so I feel like you will attract, the clients that are for you, the clients that are serious. I think that by you being a competitor, you might attract a little bit more of those girls who want to take it to that next level. Maybe not ready to 100% compete, but they're looking at you like, oh yeah, I want to look like that. So there's a certain level of work that's going to happen, take to look like that. So yeah. So get on in that pool.
Much is given, much is required.
Yes. Okay. One last question, and then we're going to get out of here. Give, like you did me, but give that girl out there who is feeling discouraged, don't know how to get back in the gym. Maybe she's fallen off. She set a goal at the beginning of the year, and that goal hasn't been reached, and she's discouraged. What would you say to that woman?
Okay. So, first I would say being discouraged is normal, and it's okay. And we all have anxiety. If people are out of the gym long enough, you're going to have anxiety going back in the gym. I had it. Going back, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what workout I'm going to do. I don't know what weight I'm going to use. But I try to keep the right people in my corner. I never want to be alone. Like, I like being alone as a person. I'm very introverted when I want to be. But as far as when it comes to my fitness corner, I always have Coach D that I can call. It's always somebody you can call. So always find you that one person that you can just get some ideas from. And I would say journal. Write down what it is you want. if you're scared to go to the gym, why are you scared to go to the gym? Write those things down so that when you look at it, you can face your fears. And typically when we see something, when it's a known thing, we can face it a little better than when it's unknown. So I would say go in that gym, get a 5-pound dumbbell, and just see what you can do. I am a fan of Chat GPT. Because if you ever say, I need a back workout, it will give you a whole back workout. And I'm one of those people that will get on YouTube if I don't know what a workout looks like, and I'm in the gym talking about what's the form? Okay. I do that. I don't never feel stupid in the gym. Like that is the one place where it is okay to be stupid, because you don't.
A lot of them already are stupid.
A lot of them, and nobody's paying no attention to you. I don't care who's recording. I'm on my phone on YouTube looking up the workout, Chat GPT, finding a workout. There's so many ways to do whatever it is you need to do, and you can do it at home.
Yeah.
I just think that the anxiety comes from not knowing what to do, and you don't necessarily have to know what to do, and you don't have to go in there and ego lift, and I go in there with 5-pound dumbbells, and I would do a whole shoulder workout, shoulders popping, and they looking at me like she just had 5 pounds. I don't need 30 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's finding yourself. If you're discouraged, find yourself, because you're not going to find you in the gym. You find yourself where you are, and then you allow the gym to amplify that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for that piece of advice. I think today we've talked about everything from bodybuilding to loving yourself to understanding that it's okay to dance. Oh, you're a dancer.
Don't tell nobody that. No.
Right. Let me say something real quick.
Oh my God. I'm like, who dancing?
He back there. I said, what?
That do not be me.
I have heard that your presence on stage is amazing due to the fact that you have been a dancer. Like the way you stretch your stuff out there, the way you move kind of so effortlessly. I've heard it's a thing to see. And oh my goodness. And then in TJ's class, her brother has a class. It's every Thursday or Monday?
And Thursday.
Monday and Thursday. What's the dance one though?
Monday is hip hop aerobics.
Okay, so TJ has hip hop aerobics every Monday at 7 p.m. at Strength Factory. I used to work there, so I would occasionally jump into the class. It was one of my favorite classes, honestly. Besides my own kettlebell class every Saturday at 11 a.m. Fit Unlimited, 6260. I'll get the address for you another time. Fit Unlimited, Kaufman Road. But that class is so much fun. But listen, don't act like you don't see all them men looking at you. They come through the class. They be like, oh, I left my keys in the car. I left my keys walking back and forth. I hear them back there. It's a show to see when you just in the class. But the class is a workout class. We're actually working out, but we're dancing too. She's making both of them look good at the same time.
I don't know how. So I love to dance. Dancing is, when I dance, that's the extroverted me. So a lot of people, like, that's just who I am. And it's been like that since probably middle school. Like, and I know people frown upon twerking, but I love
That's because those people don't know how to twerk.
Like, I love to twerk. And it's not even to get the men to look at me. It's I'm having the best time of my life right now. Yes. I promise you I ain't paying y'all no attention. But it just, to me, it's a release. That's my, like, if I'm not working out, I'm a dance. To me, it just is. Like I said, it's a release. I exude just happiness when I dance, and I don't even know where that came from. But I think it was just I could quietly be loud.
Oh, I like that. So you were never a part of a dance team or anything like that?
I danced at church.
Not at church, because
we used to dance.
Listen, only reason I say that is because when I have my flashbacks of you, it's the twerking. So then I think I put you twerking in the church.
I love the Lord. Right. Heard my cry, but I ain't never twerked in church. Okay. So yeah, no, I danced in church. TJ was mostly the choreographer, of course. I danced in, I don't know why I forgot this. Crash Crew. Crash, Krash, which stands for Kingdom Restored and Souls Healed. I danced with Crash Crew for probably over 10 years. Founder is Sean Cowherd. And we danced it was a gospel dance group. I don't want to call it gospel dance group because we weren't like this. Like we were dancing. We were actually trying to save souls.
Yeah.
Or we were actually saving souls. We weren't trying. We were doing it. But I danced with them, and that helped my spirituality and just me dancing. But as far as the twerking, I just enjoy it, and so I do it so much in private that when I'm out,
it just comes out.
Yeah,
that's me too. I'm not as good as you with it, but I got a lot back there, so it helps. It definitely helps.
I don't care how. Even when I was competing, I was small and had like really no butt at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point where when you sit in your car, you feel your tailbone.
No, I ain't never seen you with no booty.
Yeah.
When you last year?
Yeah, my butt was small. It was smaller than what I was used to.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna move it.
It's still gonna move.
It's
still
gonna
know
move.
how to work
I got a
it.
BBL back there.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's all I want. As long as it moves like it's BBL-ish, we good. I ain't got all the tricks because I be seeing you be doing that little, that little popping thing. Yeah. Practice.
Yeah.
I'll be in the living room.
Home, like that girl. I think she went viral on Instagram. Talking about twerking is like, I forget what she called it in African, but it's a dance. I can't jerk. I can't
jerk.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't do that, but I can twerk.
Right, but I can twerk. I can't jerk, but I can twerk.
No, I just like to have fun. I really do like to have fun. I know a lot of people probably from school is like, I don't know what it was. It was that's just what I did. I was a gymnast, and so it's just like I'm flexible and I can dance, so I'm just gonna put them together.
I love the energy. We all do. Like I said, clearly all the men over at Strength Factory. Yes, I'm putting y'all on blast. I've heard y'all talk. I've seen the looks.
The locker room talk.
I've seen the looks. A lot of times the men, like when I first was over there, I was the only female trainer not the only one. There were other ones, but one stayed out of state. So I was only full time there.
Yeah.
I think they would forget that I was there. And I'd just be like, what? Hi.
But you know what? I think that's why I like so much TJ's there. Because there is a level of protection there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't bother me. They're like, oh, that's TJ's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm an adult. I can tell you no. But typically, he just look at him and be like, no.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
My
big brother coming through. I love TJ.
He old as dirt, but it's all right. Love you, TJ.
Thank you. Hold on real quick. I know I keep on talking about we about to be done. This is Black people. You know how they about to leave the event 5 times before they ever pull off?
You ain't got to go home.
Right. While we talking about twerking, what do you feel about these new twerking classes? And do you feel like they have a real place in our fitness community when it comes to really transforming your body, when it comes to really just being in this space?
So, because I do feel like it is a form of fitness, honestly, if you do it. But I think it's a great segue.
Okay.
I think it does get a lot of people interested. Well, I'm doing a whole class, I'm twerking. Then you make it to TJ's class. Oh, okay, we're doing squat, thrust, and all this other stuff. So I think it's a great segue. I don't shun it because I like to do it. I haven't gone to any of the classes. I thought about having one, so I think it's great. I think it's a great segue.
That'd be dope. That'd be nice
because it gets people in the gym. It gets people thinking about fitness, and then if whoever's holding those classes can talk about nutrition and make it work, absolutely has a place.
Yeah, because I've seen some girls, they call themselves twerkologists or something like that, and they have no real understanding of the body. They just, you twerk enough, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna burn some calories. Like
Coach Derek said, you can do anything and get a result. You can literally do, because if you think about it, if I go to the gym, let's say I just start walking on the Stairmaster. If I do the Stairmaster every day for 30 days, I may not lose 30 pounds, but something has changed. You're going to get a change. There's going to be some type of result regardless of what you do, but it's what result are you looking for and how are you getting to that result?
That's what I was about to say. You will get a result. It depends on what the result is, and it might not be the result that you want.
But I think that's what a lot of people do when they work out.
Yeah,
I just want a result.
That's true.
And then when you get a result, I don't want this one where you weren't specific. You said you wanted a result and you gave effort. So you got a result. Now, if you're telling me I want this frame, I want this physique, then there's some different work that we got to do to get to that result, and you're not gonna get it right away because that's different result. The body, you got different results. Results for the shoulders, result for the chest, result for the back. Like, so it's different results, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that anything that gets people interested in the gym, because we got too many people who are living unhealthy lives, which makes, to me, mentality unhealthy. And my kids got to live amongst these people. So I want everybody in the gym. And if that means a twerk class, let's do it. Let's twerk it out, you know?
Let's move our way into it, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't just think that everybody lifting weights ain't for everybody. You know, that's something that I think resistance training.
Lifting weights, I feel like they are for everybody.
You think it's for everybody?
Because we all have muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see these people walking around and I see that they don't build those muscles, and then they get old and they get frail. And I get circumstances. I'm not saying like, oh, if you can't lift them. But I do believe there is a place for everyone in the gym.
Yeah.
And you have people that need guidance and you have people that can do it on their own. But at some point, everybody needed somebody.
Everybody needed. Me and my mama, we argue all the time because she thinks the best way to lose fat, we're not talking about weight, we're talking about fat, is to just do cardio. And so she does not like lifting weights. She thinks that any problem I've ever dealt with in my life comes from lifting weights.
Absolutely. When I hurt my back, I heard this, I think probably like 7 times. Maybe you should stop working out. I said, of all the things that you could ever tell me, I'll never stop working out.
Yeah, never.
Like, I know what my body feels like. I know when it hurts. If it hurts, I stop. But I'm not stopping working out. And then you don't work out and you got ailments. So we both messed up. Who's better?
Right.
I'm a heel.
Right. I tell people all the time, muscle protects your body. Muscle is your insurance for your body. Mm-hmm. So when you do get older, and all of us are going to lose some type of muscle mass because that's the process of aging, there are certain things that we have to do now to prevent that type of stuff. And when you have, the more muscle you have on your body, when you sustain an injury, and I'm not preparing for the worst, there's obviously great things that happen from just building muscle, period. But again, it protects you. Right. It protects your health. You're able to recover from different things a lot faster when you have that muscle in your body. So yeah, I will not cancel my workout plans anytime soon. Yeah. We're going to continue that. We're going to have to find something else to blame for.
She's strong.
Yeah, she's strong. And we ain't strong if we ain't in the gym.
We ain't in the gym.
It don't make no sense. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you again for coming in. Thank you for talking all things bodybuilding, competing, educating us on what that takes, what it looks like, and showing us that it's okay to have a down season. You can look beautiful through your down season. You can be an inspiration to others. And that's what makes every woman strong in their own way. It's not necessarily about what we're doing in the gym and what you're doing on the stage. Is everything outside, beyond that. Yeah. You taking on being a pilot, congratulations again.
Thank you.
It's just really all an inspiration. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for talking with us. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
She's strong.
And I will see you on the next one.